I'm here with Claire, and I want to ask his opinion on some things. Sometimes, as you're doing your nights program, you'll come to a point where there's holidays or there's a little bit of a break. How, in your leadership of nights, what should occur during these times?
Yeah, we kind of view that time maybe like a football game in halftime, where the coach would take the players in and just look at, talk about what's going to happen in the second half. Some adjustments can be made at that point. Things come up that different people see that others don't. So just a few ideas we want to share with you. The facilitators of your campfires, extremely important role, and they're running into challenges. These guys typically are not professionally trained to deal with groups. Running into challenges, and we found it real useful somewhere mid-year to get those guys together in a room, have them share their challenges with each other, maybe go a refresher over the training that you've done with them earlier in the year. We also encourage the facilitators to talk to their men that have stopped attending. If someone just drops out of sight, either encourage someone in your campfire or the facilitator themselves to call them, follow up. Also mid-year, we want to remind people this can be at the facilitator meeting or at the corporate meeting. Remind guys it's never too late to bring another guy. Guys get real excited as they go through this program. They start thinking about friends that should be there, family members that really need this material. But they think since they weren't here at the beginning, this program is designed in a way they can be brought in and shepherded by the other guys in their campfire group, quickly caught up, and not miss the benefit of that year. So again, never too late to have other guys start attending. We also think it's important at some point to get ownership with your group to invite attendees to give feedback. We've done different things on that. We've done blind surveys where they can answer very indiscreetly, where no one knows who is giving it. And we've also done meetings where we take our leadership team and just put them in front of a room and just have a question and answer panel. So it just brings ownership. The guys know that this program's designed for them. You can give you little tweaks along the way for things that they would like to see differently. Also very important, somewhere around mid-year, to start the groundwork for the graduation, for the ending. That would involve the knighthood plans. You're going to find an amazing amount of resistance from men when it comes to writing down goals, something they've hated through school, probably haven't done much in their adult lives, but so important to this program, that the goals that they write down are the ones they actually achieve. So start talking about graduation and what a huge honor that is, but also that there's a bar they got to cross. And we also talked about the knighthood plans. There's samples in the back of the workbook, real helpful for them to start looking at them. Do not want them to just do this the last week. So mid-year, get them started on that.
You know, one time, Claire, we realized that a lot of men have difficulty reading and writing, and the whole knighthood plan can feel like a very high order for some guys who didn't get that far in school. And so we've asked men who are willing to kind of sit down with them and write the manhood plan with them so that they can have a document that they can look at throughout the year that reminds them what they're working on.
Yeah, we often call it the H&R block model, where 15 minutes before we start our nights group, we'll have guys set aside just like that, and they'll interview the guy and say, what was important to you during this nights? What did you learn? What are the things you want to take forward? They'll help them write that plan. The other thing you cannot discount is a sense of accomplishment. For a guy that has hated writing and goals his whole life, the sense of pride you just build in him, you can see it in their eyes. It's an amazing thing.
Those plans need to be kept confidential so that one or two people on the manhood team or the leadership team can look at them. And then other than that, it's between man and God.
So another thing to be thinking about, we talked earlier about that we encourage the use of service projects at the campfire level. Gels the group, but also it's so the program's not all about us. There's a self-development piece that is inward focused, but there's an outward focus as we grow as men that we should feel as well. So second half of the year, it'll sneak up on you. I'm going to encourage you as leaders to get on that. We've learned, very important, to get moving and give them ideas that they can do.
We'd like to have each group each campfire do at least one service project, if not two, throughout the year.
And we talked about church leadership buy-in. Trust me, this is important to your church leadership, but they haven't told you. They want to see results from men, and part of those results are, I'm willing to live for something bigger than me. Gets rid of the selfishness, and we go from there. The last thing I'd like to point out is your leadership team. Don't take for granted that the Bible talks about an enemy who is powerful and 24 hours a day is able to think about your destruction. When your men step up and say, I'm willing to be part of your leadership team, I'm willing to be part of a program that helps men grow, do not be foolish enough to believe that that enemy is not focused on you. So when I say keep your leadership team strong, I think you need to work on those relationships. Make sure the guys are coming together once a month, laugh together, cry together, whatever you've got to do. And mid-year, I think it's real important to keep those guys inspired. It's a lot of work, there's no question, but it's good work. And one of the ways I have found most effective in keeping my leadership team focused and inspired is by sharing stories of what's actually happening out there. We get so busy and we miss the good works that are coming out of the Knights program. So anytime we come across a story, whether it be email or at our lead team meetings, I love sharing and saying, guys, because you did whatever you're doing for the program, this man was blessed in this way, his life has changed, and you get to see all those. So just a great way to inspire guys.
And the better it goes, more men are going to kind of want to become part of that leadership team because they're going to be excited at the energy that they see. And so think about little things that they can do to contribute so that as your group grows, you can figure out who are the leaders that can help you take your group to the next level. It's also a time to prepare for the concept of graduation. It is very important to have men realize that it is not over until they do their knighthood plan, but also attend a graduation, which is a way of making a statement publicly, this is who I am, and this is what I got out of being a knight.
So guys, you're partway through the year. I want to remind you of one thing. God has raised you up as a leader for this time to do his work. And Roy and I, just standing here right now, just want to encourage you to finish strong because you're a knight of the 21st century.